Thank you very much for watching this video. Before we begin, I wanted to include a disclaimer, as I include in my about section as well as in the description of this video. All of my readings are for entertainment purposes only. They are never, ever meant to diagnose, treat, or otherwise have any influence upon your own medical issues or situations that you may have. I always encourage everyone to make their own sound decisions, including legal matters, financial matters, and every other matter in your own life. These are for entertainment purposes only. As these are general tea leaf readings, again, it makes sense, therefore, that some of this information will resonate with you and some of it may not. You may find that some applies and some doesn't. That is completely normal and to be expected, as these are general tea leaf readings. So again, take what you will and leave what you don't, and simply enjoy your reading and hope that you find it informative and insightful. Thank you. Hi everyone, Sarah, your coffee drinking and tea leaf reader. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sort of like going all high tech, and I am streaming on my phone, and I have my laptop here off to the side, so that way I can better see any chats that are coming in, rather than me tilting my head, obviously, just as I did, to try and read the comment. So let me just go in here and go to the control room on my laptop so I can better see what is actually happening here. Oh, hey, Nicole, pumped for this live reading. Oh, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. This is exciting. So this is my first time ever going live. So if you're watching right now, yay, thank you so much for being here. And if you're watching this after Monday, September the 4th, happy Labor Day for those of us who are celebrating it, then that you still enjoy this tea leaf reading. I'm actually thinking about going live every week, but we'll see how it goes essentially. And this is my first time ever doing it. So please expect some digital hiccups as we go along. So if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for being here and welcome. Yes, my name is Sarah, and yes, I do drink coffee, and yet I read tea leaves. I've been doing this now for just over 13 years, and I love doing it, and I hope that you do enjoy this tea leaf reading. So in case you are not aware, different people read tea leaves differently. The way I myself do it is chronologically, with the brim being the present situation, the sides are on the way, and the base is more of the distant future, so now on the way and later. So in our case, for this week, today being Monday, is at the rim, sides being as the week progresses, and in the base is the end of this week, this weekend, heading into next week, and it's September. Oh my gosh, already, so fast. So if you are not aware already, full disclaimers, entertainment purposes only. All of my disclaimer, my huge disclaimer, is in the description box of this video. I put disclaimers in every single video, in the description box of every single video. It's for entertainment purposes only. So take what you will and leave what you don't. And some of this reading may resonate with you, and some of it may not, or none of it will. It really depends on whatever you need to receive, essentially, right now, because it is a general tea leaf reading. So I hope that you do enjoy this tea leaf reading. Please do leave any comments in the chat if you wish to. This is one of the reasons why I am doing this, is because I love interacting with each and every single one of you who subscribes to my channel, who watches my videos, who posts comments and likes. It warms my heart. Every single interaction that you give me, I absolutely love. And I thought, well, how can I interact with you even more and show my love for you even more? So I thought, alive, it came to me, so I'm going with it. So yay, exciting. So let's go ahead and get the tea leaves ready. Looks like everything is working well on this end. Nicole, if you're watching still, maybe please just give me like a thumbs up or something if you can hear me okay. Make sure that the audio is working. Be awesome if you could. Oh, I think you said you did. Okay, awesome. Thank you. This is all high tech, real life. Okay, if anyone's watching, if you can't hear me okay, can you please give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me in the next minute or so? Awesome. Oh, yay. Thank you so much, Nicole. You're awesome. Okay, so I have the tea leaves ready here. So I typically use cups. I typically use mugs rather than teacups. I'm very much of the opinion of use the materials that you have on hand. So I'm using this mug, and I just placed regular black tea. This is what I typically use, and I've already boiled the hot water and placed it in the cup. So we are essentially ready to go. So I hope that you enjoy this tea leaf reading. It's going to be about 20 minutes approximately. That's what I'm thinking. That's sort of what I'm being guided to, approximately a 20-minute or so reading. And we will go and we'll see whatever the universe would like us to know. So let me go ahead and just get this ready. And if you have any questions about tea leaf reading, please do leave them in the chat or later on in the comment section below if you're watching this after this live. And I'll be more than happy to answer them if I can. I do my best to answer them for you. So how you typically prepare a cup is, oh, I just forgot a cool, oh, hey, dragonfly. Hey, thanks so much for being here. You're awesome. I love you ladies. You're amazing. Hi, you warm my heart. So I have the leaves ready. And how I typically prepare a cup is I ask Creator, God, Universe, Source, Light, Love, Divine, whatever you feel like you want to call the source. I just ask for, I say my whole slew of prayers beforehand, and then I just say whatever you would like us to know for a set period of time. So in this case, for this week, it's a general weekly reading. And then as I ask, I swirl the cup. So if you're familiar with angel cards or tarot cards, oracle cards, this would be akin to shuffling the cards. I've used cards many times in the past. Like I have multiple decks. I love them all. This is just yet another divination tool. So this would be like shuffling the cards. Okay. Then I'm checking for the consistency. So as you can see right now, it's pretty fluid. So we need a little less liquid. So I'm just going to strain out some of the liquid right now. And I realize there may be a delay between me talking. So if I'm not replying right away, my apologies. Hey, this is so much fun. Okay, so let me just check the consistency. Need to strain out just a little bit more. It's looking good. I'm always looking for the consistency. I need just enough liquid versus just enough leaves, enough so that they still swirl around, and but not enough that they don't. And I think I've actually just taken out a little bit too much, which is typical. It's not uncommon. Let's put a little bit more water back in. Just prepare it there. If you hear any noise in the background, I'm using some ice water. Okay, let me just check here. That's good. I'm just going to push the leaves down into the base before I upturn them. So how are you ladies doing tonight? Doing okay? It's Labor Day. Just going to push the leaves down into the base. This is really exciting, and I'm so excited that you're here. Sorry for the sound effects in the background. Yep, perfect. So now I'm just going to put the plate there and quickly upturn it. 1, 2, 3. And if you are familiar with me at all with my tea leaf readings, ones that I do, I don't use any pre-printed cups. That's just not something that I've ever done. I just use regular, whatever mugs or cups that I have on hand. I like these ones. I've had these ones for quite a while. Turn it approximately 3 or 4 times clockwise for tradition. And then just let it drip dry. And what I'm doing is I'm just collecting any excess liquid, like excess liquid tea. There we go. So that prevents it from pooling in the base and changing any of the images in the base for the most part. It would still be okay if it did, but I just don't like that to happen. Okay, there we are. It's looking pretty good, actually. September. I know, I can't believe it's already September. It's insane. This summer, I don't know about you ladies, this summer just went by so fast. It just flew by. It's like suddenly it was spring and then it was summer and now we're already in September. Okay, here we are. And after this live, I'm going to take pictures of the tea leaves. I'm going to place them in the community tab so you can look at them later if you'd like for your reference. It will take me a little bit of time to get that done, but I will do that as soon as I can. All right, so we have the tea leaves ready. They are here. I haven't even looked at them, so you are getting the first peek at the leaves. Oh, wow, that looks pretty intense. Okay, there we go. Super fast. Yes, I know. I love fall too. I'm a fairly new convert to fall, but I do love it. I love the cooler weather. Okay, so those are the leaves. Let's go ahead and start. All right. So let's begin up at the rim, which is like now in terms of timing. It appears as though to me there is one main event or situation taking place right now where things are generally speaking calm and clear and quiet, and or we want things to get moving a little bit more. This is a fairly significant area or situation. There's also another main event or situation also taking place. It's almost like there's two of them in about the same amount or of level of significance with each other, where things are calm and clear and quiet, and we're happy with that, and or we want things to get moving a little bit more. Oh, Dragonfly, thank you so much. Yeah, I know this year is just flying by. It's insane. So much going on. Seen and unseen. Okay, so let's see here. So in addition to these two main areas, there are four other very smaller, rather insignificant events, certainly in comparison to the larger two events which are taking place. However, that's all going to be changing imminently. It looks like it's going to be changing imminently. There's already a situation brewing, bad joke, but brewing, where that's already happening. Like we're beginning to see a small scenario taking place, generally speaking, of course, that involves reassurance of some kind. And that likely is in regards to a document of some form, paperwork, something along those lines. It may potentially, it may possibly involve property of some kind. Generally speaking, there's one main event or situation obviously taking place. Hugely, it's a cut, so whatever this is referring to, it is highly significant. Generally speaking, a lot of it has aspects to where we know where we stand and yet we don't at the same time. So for example, we know we're going back to university on a set date, but there's a lot of unknowns that come with that. So it's that kind of situation where we know and yet we don't know. Also, there's a lot of thoughts and words, discussions taking place, things up in the air and to be decided. Specifically in, looks like three different aspects or three different parts of this whole overall scenario. And then there's again there's a main part of it where, again, we know where we stand and yet we don't. So in other words, there's surprises involved. That continues on into this weekend and heading into next week, where there is a significant surprise. So we'll look into that when we get down to the base. Okay, let's get into some details. Okay, let's see. So I'm very short-sighted and everything is blurry beyond, 4 inches away from my eyes. So if I'm like peering away at things, that's why I'm peering. Can't see. Okay. Can see, but very blurry. All right. So looking at this main event or situation, looks like if I had to put an approximate time frame on this main event or scenario taking place, I would say that it's going to be taking place, like I said, imminently. We're starting to see inklings of that already, specifically in 4 different areas. However, the bulk of this main scenario does begin, I would say, since today is already Monday, maybe tomorrow, Wednesday at the extreme latest. There is this new idea that's being contemplated. This likely has to do with real estate, property, housing, whatever the case is, something along those lines. This is a new idea that's being thought about. A lot of conversations, which makes sense with that. But there is reassurance regarding that, and there's a sense of unconventional stability that is also being, indicated in here regarding that as well. It looks like a very positive scenario. There's a happy face right up at the top. And also I would say that there's angelic support. You know, obviously take what you will, leave what you don't. Entertainment purposes only. But from what I'm seeing, there's a beautiful angel up at the top of this scenario, like within this a new idea that's being thought about. So I would say that there's obviously divine guidance, angelic support, however you want to say it, involved in this whole event, this whole idea, this whole concept. It's being thought about. There's unconventional stability in a couple of different ways. And in case, I know sometimes people ask me what I mean by that. To me, unconventional stability is just that. It's unconventional stability. So in other words, for example, you paint boxes, sell them online and make money. It's unique, but it gives stability. One of those instances or circumstances involve a message or an announcement or communication of some kind, likely involving a document or paperwork, contract, something along those lines. Yeah. Communication arriving regarding this whole idea being thought about. Open communication between two individuals. Yeah, helping hands. There's definitely helpful individuals in this scenario. Taking time out for your own self-care or our own self-care is definitely being indicated here. Whatever that may be, whether that's yoga or taking or meditation or whatever the case is, but taking some time out, going within. And also with that is it comes with a sense of protectiveness as well. Protectiveness regarding ourselves. Children are also being indicated with that, so take that for what you will. Let's see. Forward movement with this new opportunity. There's also the letter M involved, specifically regarding two individuals who are communicating, and it looks like there's about the house, and there's forward movement regarding this, so it looks positive. I would say if there's maybe a small message here for perspective or perception. Glass half full versus glass half empty. It's like, do we look at the sad face or do we look at the happy face? So just a small reminder for perspective. But it's very good, and we are receiving good things regarding that whole scenario. There's also the number 5 involved in some way, shape, or form. I'm no numerologist, as I say many times in my videos, but 5 for myself, just for me, just for my own self, means change. That's just what that's what it means to me. But 5 obviously could have a different meaning for you. And if so, that's great. 5 somehow is involved. Yeah, helpful people. Again, two helpful people in regards to that whole housing or property scenario. Number 5 again being indicated. Let's look over here to the left a little bit. Yeah, there's a fortuitous circumstances in here that involves a helpful individual with the letter I in their name. Person, place, or thing with the letter I, but likely an individual with the letter I in their name. It's a scenario too where we're crying happy tears, which I'm always so happy when I see a crying happy face. It means things are going really well. It's really good. That involves 2 different individuals or 2 other individuals, as well as another helpful individual. So a lot of helpful people. That's the short version. A lot of helpful people this week. Let's keep going. There may be some conversations, thoughts, words, ideas. There's discussions being had. There also may be some money coming in very soon. So if so, that's wonderful. That's what I'm seeing, and that's in regards to a situation or circumstance where there is open communication. Near the beginning of this whole scenario. Going down a little bit further here. There's a lot of happy faces. In other words, things are going very well. We're happy with the way things are going. There's also that fortuitousness that I mentioned just a few minutes ago involving the letter I. It leads to or is connected with the letter E, person, place, or thing, and the letter C. So E and C. There's just a few more reminders here again of perspective. Glass half full versus glass half empty. A lot of surprises as the week unfolds. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, companionship are absolutely being indicated with a lovely little dog. Now, it really isn't like dog's pose like in yoga, so that may have a significance to you as well, like yoga itself. Fleetness, gentleness, swift movement is also being shown in here. Independent thought, thinking for ourselves, thinking differently, and moving forward, moving ahead with that. Somehow there's likely a Cancerian connection, person, place, or thing, and that involves a new opportunity as well as a new concept or a new idea that's being indicated. We're looking at approximately Tuesday to almost Wednesday now, approximately. Again, a lot of communication. I'll probably stop saying that, but I'm just keep seeing repeated instances of people openly communicating. So there's a communication there, communication there, communication there. There's two people openly communicating there. It's repeating. So that's what I'm seeing. Again, we have that Cancerian connection repeated later on as well. So someone who is that sign or the qualities and or characteristics of that sign. Obviously, it's not referring to timing since we're in Virgo now, but this is a weekly reading. But a bit further. Reminders that we're not alone and that we do have love and companionship. Knowing that we're not alone, there's a loving and harmonious scenario that's being indicated approximately Tuesday to Wednesday with the letter F, person, place, or thing. Forward movement. We're happy. There's a scenario where we're happy in regards to this whole event. There's something happening and we're quite happy with it. There's a small amount of reassurance regarding that as well. That may involve a young individual in some way, shape, or form. Again, I'm not an astrologer, so whenever I see signs, it can mean like the qualities and or characteristics of those signs. Letter L, number 5, person, place, or thing there. Let's go over some more surprises. Forward movement. Heritage, family, new beginning, legacy, lineage, connection. Now, if you're watching this, whether this is what you're watching this live or afterwards, this may potentially be referring to a departed loved one. Sometimes they do appear in tea leaf readings. If so, this is and I would say an older female with a prominent nose. So I wish I could give you more details, but if that matches the description of a departed loved one, then if so, then I hope that gives you some comfort there. Okay, let's continue on. There's a Scorpio connection potentially involved with her as well. And if not involved with that individual specifically, then it's the qualities of change and transformation. Abundance and prosperity regarding that change as well. Not to sound repetitious, but there's people openly communicating. It's a very good scenario. There may be a letter D, like Diego, D, like Donald, version of that in here. Okay, let's go down a little bit further. Now we're looking at approximately Thursday to the end of the week. How's everything looking? You must explain that later? Yes. Thank you, Nicole. Explain that to me later. Okay, let's wrap this up. Forward movement, nothing holding us back. New beginnings. Person, place, or thing with the letter C and or G involved. With that surprise, abundance and prosperity that involves strong protection. Strong protection, like not like, oh, we're in danger, but strong protection is being indicated. Taking some time out for our own self-care, going within, whatever that may be, like meditating. like a burgeoning creativity as well. Letter C involved with that. A reminder that, again, that the angels are around us. We can always ask them for help should we wish to. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, and commitment, protection, companionship, knowing that we're not alone. Like a knight in shining armor times a 10 or 100 or 1,000. Like there's reminders in here. There's messages in here. I keep seeing dragons for myself. This is what dragons represent for me in tea leaf reading anyway. And that is intense, strong, very strong love, companionship, loyalty, and protection. Among other qualities, but like that kind of feeling. And I keep seeing that. And that's around like Thursday and Friday. Which is beautiful. It's good. Abundance and prosperity. That is beautifully forming. That involves the letter E. And a version of the letter F, but I would say more likely the letter I and L and J. That all famous open communication. It's going down further into Friday, heading into this weekend. Much of the same reminders of protection and that we're not alone, reassurance, happiness, abundance and prosperity, beautiful partnership that's beautifully forming. Nice. There's a nice version of a partnership that's beginning to form nicely. And a loving and harmonious scenario. So going into the base now, abundance and prosperity that is beautifully forming. Letter V, person, place, or thing. Also even the letter Y, so Y and or V. This is related to a scenario that is connected to a situation in this weekend that has two different parts to it. It's like one scenario, but it has two parts to it. And it's a big surprise. Aside from that, those two big surprises that are related, or those two surprises, they also have the letter V involved. There's a lot of conversations, ideas, or thinking still up in the air. A lot of things still being decided upon. A lot of conversations, a lot of things yet to be determined. Essentially, that's what I'm seeing. Just a lot of busyness too. So around the sides of the cup, a lot of what is in here is a lot of clear space. So in other words, I would say for the rest of this week, for most of this week, up until around like Thursday or so, we may find that things are generally, aside from this main event or situation, things are relatively quiet. So I would say just to make, we should probably be making use and being as productive as possible and optimizing and maximizing that free quiet time, so that when things do pick up around Thursday thereabouts, Thursday or Friday thereabouts, then we're prepared and we're all caught up and we're not trying to like be in a constant state of catch up. Because after that, it looks like Friday heading into this weekend, heading into next week is going to be extremely busy, which makes sense. It's beginning of September, and I get that. But I'm just saying that in here as well. Approximately Wednesday to Thursday or even Friday, there are a few smaller events or situations which we're going to be starting to be seeing as of now. 1, 2, 3 different scenarios. 2 are much smaller than the other one. The other one is much larger, likely happening around Thursday or Friday specifically. That does involve the letter J, person, place, or thing, as well as the number 5, yet again, so potentially even some changes and events happening there. Some of us may experience this as maybe being some short-term travel, like an overnight trip or something, if like that. If not, then just simply an event or situation taking place at around that time that is most, like half of it is composed of kind of knowing where we're standing yet we don't, and then the other half is like just like totally like things up in the air, things being thought about, contemplated, possible Scorpio connection, potentially person, place, or thing with the letter M that's also involved. And I think I'm going to leave it there because it looks like it's going to be a rather insane couple of days. So I hope that you enjoyed this tea leaf reading. Yay, we did it. So do you have any questions? If you do, please leave them in the chat right now. I'm going to be moving my laptop back up here so I can see things just a little more clearly rather than having to strain. Hey, Linda, you made it. 1 bar of signal. Hey, that works. Yay. Good to see you. The protection will be big this month too, Nicole. Yes. Yes, I completely agree with you. Oh, Linda, you're so sweet. I love all of you. You're so sweet. You made it with one bar. That is so cool. Yeah, it's so cool. Quieter time. Well, it looks like it's going to be, fairly quiet for the next few days, aside from this main event. If you can look here, you can see it's a fair amount of clear space here. So it looks like we're going to be having, as of now, generally speaking, of course, we're going to have some of that time in the next few days that we can hopefully make use of. Hopefully. Oh, Linda, one bar of signal and you still made it on. That is so cool. Legend. Awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you so much for everyone for watching. Now, do you have any questions before we go ahead? I don't want to take up your time. I know this is Labor Day and we all have busy days tomorrow, but I just wanted to quickly hop on here. I didn't really promote this too much because this is brand new for me, first time ever doing this, so I didn't want to have too many people on here and not know what I'm doing. So, do you have any other questions before I end the live stream and we can all go back to our evening? If so, please leave in the chat there. If you have any other questions about this reading. It's going to be a pretty busy few days. I'm excited for it though. Whatever the situation is, it's like a third of the cup, so I'm very curious to see what it's going to be. Do more? Do more streams? Do more live streams? I'm happy to. I'm actually feeling like I'm guided to do it. I'm having that inkling to do it, more live streams. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been thinking of it, off and on for a while, and I thought, well, let's just do it. Do more. Do you mean do more reading? Do you mean look at the leaves a little bit more and get a bit more detail, or do you mean do more live streams? Yeah. Which one? Which one? I mean, I'm happy to look a little bit more detail. I mean, to do a full reading, we'd be sitting here for an hour. This was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Thank you so much for thinking that. This is why I wanted to do it. I love interacting with each and every one of you, and you just make my day. More live streams. Haha, yes. I would love to do more live streams, so if you ladies think that's a good idea, I'm totally in. I was actually thinking of doing it for a weekly thing. What always holds me back doing the bi-weekly is that there is a fair bit of editing that's involved. So by the time I get the leaves ready and prepared and get myself ready and lights on and get myself all ready to go, and then I record it, and then it's always the editing process around my own scheduling, so my own daily life. That's what always holds me back usually, barring any medical or health delays, which I've had a few times this year. So I was thinking of doing a live stream every week, and that would be, that would take out the editing process pretty much entirely. So I was thinking of doing that. So if you think so, if you'd like me to do that, I'm more than happy to do it. It'd be fun. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. Do you have any other questions? Anyone watching, any of you ladies, do you have any other questions that you would like to ask about this reading? Or would you like me to just do more live streams? I'm happy to do that. I was thinking weekly. What do you think? Like a Monday night? What do you think? I was thinking weekly. Yeah, thank you. I was thinking that too. It's exciting. It's more interactive, and I love this. I love it. No pressure. Thanks. Yeah, definitely no pressure. It actually relieves the pressure by not having to do, editing through almost just shy of an hour's worth of video clips and contending with phone. I do it all on my phone, phone storage and stuff. So it's actually a lot less pressure. So it relieves the pressure. Thank you. Anyone have any other questions, or are we good to go? And then I can let you all go back to your evenings. This was fun though. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here. This is amazing. Love you all. Yeah, and I'm going to be taking some pictures the next few minutes and putting them over my community tab. None for me, thanks. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here. I absolutely love every single and each and every single one of you. You've totally made my night. So thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. It just makes me feel so happy that you enjoy what I'm doing and that you find value in it. And that just warms my heart. So thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. This is going to go up as soon as possible. It's probably going to take a little while to sort of like process and render and edit and stuff. But it'll go up as soon as possible. You can always watch this again later. And be sure to check on the community tab probably at this point later tonight. If not, by tomorrow morning, I'll have the pictures up there. So thank you so much. I love you all. Have an amazing day and happy Labor Day. And here's to a busy week ahead. Love you all. Take good care, okay? Bye.